get this started. I am going to do a quick live demo here. I'm going to do this over here. Less room on the porch to put the camera. I'm going to show off these brand new ones I have here. These are the 20 pounders, but they come bigger. And I'll show you first, you should use the little ones first before you attempt this. I'm going to show you this. These are the littler ones. They come a little littler. But you should do some of this first before using that with the bigger ones. Doing it with two hands before you go and do stuff like this. Do plenty of this first before you venture into the bigger ones. But then use the littler ones first. Crank it up, keep cranking here because you want to do the wrists, have control over this. Do a whole lot of this because you're going to be feeling it in that wrist and forearm. If you're a slenderer person, this is going to work them wrists real well. You just crank it up. Do it like for a real long time until you get tired or whatever. But when you get into the bigger ones, you should wear gloves because it's going to mess your hands up. Hold on, let me get my gloves. I actually prefer these work gloves, these with the grippy things on it instead of the weightlifting gloves because you get a good grip and you don't want to get blisters. But I'm going to put these aside here. These other ones aside here real quick. But anyway, when you get into like this, you have some control going on here. Be able to pick them up and then put them down, get used to that. Get used to walking around back and forth with them. Then do a lot of this. Use the little ones first. You gotta see what I mean about using the little ones first. To be able to handle the big ones, you should be able to do a lot more of this. And then, when you get better at it, you can do more of this. Just crank it, keep cranking it up. And crank it, and crank it, and crank it. And that's another thing too. You're used to handling the little ones. Say you do all your cranking and you'll get exhausted. If it gets to a point where you can't disengage and put these things back down without dropping them, that's why you want to use the littler ones first, because what you're doing, say when you're using these, you're also balancing for a long time. You're working your shoulders. You're holding these from falling over. Starting with the littler ones, like I said too. Then like you finish cranking, you disengage and put them down. Yeah, the bigger ones you want to get used to going and do a little squat like this first. I mean, you got to maintain some pretty good control of smaller ones first. And like I said, these come in like, this is 25, but these come into like 50 pounds. And I imagine you would generally use those one-handed, which I demonstrate in a minute too. I wouldn't want to mess with anybody that can use the ones that can hold a 50-pound one in each hand and be cranking them like I just did. I really wouldn't want to mess with them. But if I bought a set of 50s, I'd mostly likely be using one at a time, doing stuff like this. Say you want to, like you're using the Conan sword. Get a little outside of the camera here. Yeah, have your Conan the Barbarian music going on. Or maybe like this. I want to get on do a lot of this. Here, you put the back. Oh, you want to wear knee pads too, which I didn't. I forgot that I was going to demo the stuff like on the ground and all that stuff. But say when you're using the little ones too, another thing I forgot to show you too. Yeah, like you're drawing a sword from out your back, you know what I mean? And like I said, they're the two-handed Conan sword. I think there you have it. Losing daylight here. I'm just going to put these away for the day. But I figure I'll do a quick demo here real quick.